Sooner recruiting and football news with Parker Thune and Grayson Singleton.
You better lock it up. No, you lock it up. You lock it up. Lock it up.
Hit the guys up on the Riverwind Casino call-in line at 405-329-9000 or text the show on the Knippelmeyer Chevrolet text line at 405-651-3439.
Do it! Just do it!
Now, with Locked In, here's Parker Thune and Grayson Singleton.
I got to follow up on a discussion from the tail end of the 1 o'clock hour here.
Yeah, I'm glad you started with that, because what in God's green earth were y'all talking about?
I don't see it, folks. I don't see the hype with Diego Pavia's mom.
You know what's
I don't
funny?
know what y'all are on about right now.
You know what? I don't know what she looks like, so give me 5 seconds.
Yeah,
here.
you do some quick internet research. Tell me if you're on my side with this. I don't see the hype. I mean, she's not an ugly lady, but for this to be the woman that the Knippelmeyer Chevrolet text line is drooling over,
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah,
I'm with you.
I don't see it, y'all. Somebody joked that the Knippelmeyer Chevrolet text line has become the Knippelmeyer Chevrolet goon line over the last 10 minutes or so, which is not far from the truth. The amount of texts that we've gotten about Diego Pavia's mom.
We have
since about 1:45.
Somebody said Stifler's mom. That's hilarious. Somebody else that plays for OU's mom. I don't know if I will name who that is, even though y'all can probably figure out.
We already discussed that.
Okay, cool.
Yes, we already discussed that.
The Knippelmeyer gooning line? Is that what you said?
It's not what I said.
Is it
It's what somebody on the text line said.
Oh, okay. I say y'all into some freaky stuff, man. Y'all good today? What's going on?
Listen, I'm great.
First day of October.
I'm great. Hey, we got a new set of recruiting rankings for the 2027 class from 24/7 Sports, and guess what, my friend? Caden Penny is a 5-star. Caden Penny is the #1 interior offensive line prospect in the country, according to 24/7 Sports. Nothing to see here, just Bill Beadenbow landing 2 in-state 5-star offensive linemen over a year before National Signing Day. Hello. It's the best news of all as you get ready to kick into gear for the month of October. It's going to be a fantastic month of football ahead. OU Texas is just 10 days away. The Sooners get to make their very first trip out to Columbia, South Carolina. Ole Miss, they're going to host that game on the 25th, and then I guess the month wraps up on Halloween night, leading into a kick with Tennessee in Neyland Stadium on the 1st of November. So, boy, October is going to be jam-packed as it always is. But if nothing else, we know going into the month of October that Oklahoma is set up to have a dynamic class in the 2027 cycle. And we've talked a lot about it in recent days, but that really emphasizes something that we've been discussing over the last several weeks, Grayson, which is there's been a noticeable leap from Caden Penny from his sophomore year to his junior year. He's bigger, he's stronger, he's playing with more tenacity, and that is reflected in the adjusted recruiting rankings.
Go back again. Go back again. Because I was reading through more text. You're talking about
reading through more text or looking at more photos of Diego Pavia's mom?
Reading through more text.
Okay.
You can follow along what I'm doing on this computer. You can see it there. But go back a second. And repeat the last thing you just said.
Yeah, these new recruiting rankings from 24/7, the leap from Caden Penny, illustrates a point that we've been talking about for quite some time, which is that he's taken a noticeable leap.
No, he has. And when you can project a tackle to a guard, and that guy's going to perform really good, now you're talking about a really hell of a prospect here. Because this is a dude that on the Oklahoma 6A1 level is still a tackle, remember that, which is a premium position. And he's got the size to be a guard. So you're going from the more valued position to one that isn't as much. Meaning that if you succeed so much at that one, to me it's no surprise that he's the #1 guard in the country. He's a big dude, light on his feet, very quick, and is also very mobile. And you see in Bixby's schemes a lot of pulling, a lot of him going out and leading running backs, and the running backs never beat him out there. He's always up to the second level. So he is a tailor-made SEC type of interior offensive lineman with his build, with his speed and quickness. I mean, to me, it's one of the easier projections that this dude's going to be a hell of a player once he gets on the field in college.
He and Cooper Hackett, the 5-star offensive tackle from Fort Gibson, Oklahoma, boy, do they provide a heck of a foundation for Oklahoma in the 2027 class. And the Sooners may not be far off from adding more ammunition to their 2026 class. We'll discuss that in just a second. But first, I need your opinion, Grayson.
On what?
Tortilla-gate.
Tortilla-gate?
Yes, Tortilla-gate on Texags. Has this moved the needle for you at all with regard to your opinion on OU Texas? The knowledge that John Mateer apparently told a tortilla presser at Chipotle last night that he is 100% going to play in the Red River Shootout?
Does it move the needle? Well, yeah. I mean, absolutely it does. Do I think he's going to play? I mean, look. Part of me is starting to think he's going to play. Part of me is thinking he's going to play. And Josh and Dari talked about this earlier today. And they were asking the question, what is he going to be listed at in the first availability report? And to me, there is no way he doesn't dress for the game. Mm-hmm. I think he will be dressed. Now, how well he can grip and hold a football is one thing, but, man, if I had to put money on it, I think he's going to play.
You're right about one thing. He's going to dress. No question about it, because gamesmanship is everything in a game like this. If we rewind to 2022,
okay,
Dylan Gabriel was never playing that game. Never. He had just gotten speared into another dimension by Jamoy Hodge 7 days earlier.
Uh-huh.
He was never playing OU Texas. But you know what he did? He went through full warm-ups, and he dressed out. If for no other reason than to try to screw with the Texas staff and make them squirm a little bit leading into the kickoff. And then, of course, kickoff happened, and Davis Bevel trotted out there, and the rest is very ignominious history.
And look, if you're the Texas staff, it will be incredibly laughable if they get blindsided whether John Mateer plays or not. I mean, you're the University of Texas. You got to be prepared for, and I know they actually have a game they need to take seriously this week against Florida, but if you don't prepare for the possibility of either quarterback, what are you doing as an SEC coaching staff? Like, I mean, their reputation tanks if they're just caught blindsided by the fact that, one of the Heisman frontrunners is going to start the game. Like, that would be inexcusable.
Now, I'll tell you this. Tortilla-gate aside, based on some of the things I've heard in the last 24 hours, I'm starting to lean in the direction. I was skeptical for a while. I'm starting to lean toward thinking that John Mateer plays in this football game against Texas. And to me, here's what matters. And here's kind of where, at this point, just knowing how the recovery has gone is kind of where I feel like, okay, I'm starting to think he plays, is because it's Texas. If it were literally any other team than Texas, even any other SEC team, like if it's Alabama, different conversation. If it's Georgia, different conversation. If it's Tennessee, different conversation. But it's Texas. This is the one game every single year that you would prefer to win at all costs.
Mm-hmm.
And John Mateer knows this. And everybody in the building at Oklahoma knows this. And so my only question, and it's not quite clear what the answer is, my only question is, can he grip the football? Can he grip it and rip it, I should say, sufficiently to be able to give Oklahoma a chance to win the football game if he's playing quarterback? Because, John Mateer could run between the tackles 20 times, and Oklahoma's going to have some success moving the football just because of the threat that he provides with his arm, if nothing else. But you're not going to beat a team like Texas unless John Mateer is more than threatening to throw the football. He's got to actually throw the football effectively.
Well, see, and when you bring up the running between the tackles, to me that brings up another issue. I think the thumb could be good enough for him to grip the ball and throw it, but what happens if somebody's face mask goes spearing right into that thumb in the pocket. That's the sort of cost-benefit analysis that you have to weigh, because what we know is John Mateer is going to get hit. Whether he's running the ball or he's in the pocket, John Mateer is going to get hit because Texas has a pass rush and Texas has a physical front that is going to try to bang him up. So is it going to be worth it if when he gets speared and a helmet is on the football, is it going to be worth it basically 2.5 weeks, maybe even 2.5 weeks after a thumb surgery to run him out there and risk one of two things, or maybe both, fumbling the football at a costly time, or you re-injure the thumb that was just surgically repaired 2.5 weeks ago? I think that's got to factor into the conversation.
A very notoriously combative 405 listener says, he was gripping and ripping with a broken thumb in the second half of the Auburn game. You guys are ignorant. You're right. And we've discussed that. He played the final 3 quarters of the Auburn game with that thumb injury. But then what happened was John Mateer showed up to practice on Monday and couldn't throw the ball. At least not the way he should have been able to throw the ball, not the way he had been throwing the ball. And that's when everybody realized, he's hurt, we need to do something about this.
Yeah.
So, do not conclude that just because he looked fine throwing the ball in the second half of the Auburn game on that thumb automatically means, well, for one thing, why did he get the surgery? At that point, why did he get the surgery? If his thumb was fine and he could throw without any inhibitions, why did he get the surgery in the first place?
Yeah. And also, to that texter's point, do you not realize how adrenaline works?
Yep.
There's numerous there's numerous examples of players finishing games and then they go back and look like, oops, this kind of needs to be fixed.
Recruiting Boomer says, that's the second time today you've brought up 2022 Texas. One more time, and I'm turning it off for the day. No further Davis Bevel references for the remainder of the show.
Did Dari not bring that up too?
Did he really?
I think he might have.
Don't like that.
A texter in the 918 says, we get it, Grayson. You hope Mateer doesn't play and OU loses. I literally was – I don't know if you're trolling or not, but, I was literally saying that to the benefit of Oklahoma.
Yeah. Well, and I think what you can also say pretty definitively is that at least early in the week next week, if Mateer is back on the practice field, Michael Hawkins is still going to be getting plenty of first-team reps because you want to have that guy ready in the event, like let's say John Mateer starts, let's say he goes, let's say he gives it a shot, but let's say at some point that thumb gets dinged up again and he hits it on a helmet or gets caught under the pile and, it bends the wrong way, something to aggravate that thumb. Well, you want to have a guy in Michael Hawkins that is ready and comfortable enough with the game plan to trot right out there and fill the void. And Oklahoma may need that.
Dare I go as far to say is I think Michael Hawkins gets the lion's share of the first-team reps.
Yeah, that could be. I don't think we'll definitively know the answer until the week of, and we have a better indication of how John Mateer's thumb is actually doing with the game on the horizon. Because we're 10 days out right now. A lot has changed in the last 5 days. A lot will change in the next 5 days. So when we get to Monday, we shall see. By the way, fun little trivia question from a listener on the Knippelmeyer Chevrolet text line. I actually know the answer. I want to know if you know the answer.
Okay.
A relevant question given the struggles in the Oklahoma backfield. When was the last time an Oklahoma running back rushed for 200 yards in a game?
200. Did Eric Gray do it?
Can you name the game?
That I cannot. But did I get the player right?
You did get the player right. Eric Gray in Morgantown, West Virginia.
Okay.
Back in November of 2022. Rushed for 200-plus on the Mountaineers, and yet it did not matter because West Virginia milked the final 5.5 minutes off of the game clock with little to no resistance from the Oklahoma defense and then kicked a chip shot field goal to win the game.
Jason from Miami says, seriously, why are people so dumb? Good question. My first college game ever, my first carry ever, I tore my MCL. Leg flopping everywhere. I finished the game on adrenaline. Next day, could not walk on it. No, when I broke my foot my senior year of high school, I finished the entire first half after breaking it within the first 3 minutes. We got it checked out at halftime. my foot was swollen and my toe was in a position it never should have been, and I had surgery the next day. Like, adrenaline's a real thing until it finally wears off.
It is a real thing. Ain't no doubt about it. And one way or another, John Mateer is going to need a lot of adrenaline when the Sooners go to battle with Texas next Saturday.
I don't think there's going to be a need for artificial
No.
adrenaline for that game.
You would hope not. If you can't get up for OU Texas, why are you
playing college? Why are you playing college football?
Why are you wearing the uniform? 405-651-3439 is the Knippelmeyer Chevrolet text line. Before we hit a break here, I want to remind you that the show is brought to you by Dorsey Jones GMC in El Reno. Are you shopping around for a new vehicle? Head out to Dorsey Jones. GMC offers some of the most reliable trucks and SUVs on the road today. And Dorsey Jones can offer you fantastic service as well, including their iconic half-price oil changes on Saturdays. So, if you need a new vehicle or service on your current ride, make the short trek out to Dorsey Jones in El Reno and check them out. We appreciate their partnership. All right, we are one segment down here on Locked In on a Wednesday. Much more OU football and recruiting talk to come. Keep it right here on the Ref, the home of Sooner fans, and we shall return.
The Ref Radio Sports Network is powered statewide by the insurance adjusters at Brown O'Haver. Fire, wind, theft, or tornado, we can help. Call 405-735-5510.
For the professional, it's not enough to just possess knowledge. That's why at GMC, we seek to refine it, to wield its power, to redefine its boundaries, while pushing the limits. And we put this knowledge to the test in every GMC Sierra by engineering each one to outperform your expectations. So you know you're getting precision and durability when you need it most. And that's what makes the GMC Sierra the truck worth knowing. We are professional grade. See your Oklahoma GMC dealers.
It's spooky season here at Riverwind Casino.
And the monster jackpots are taking over.
Experience all thrills and chills on brand new electronic games.
Celebrate in style as a VIP in a private suite in our Showplace Theater.
Game like an MVP when you play with your wild card.
Drop in every Friday in October to win your share of our $100,000 Creepin' for Cash giveaway.
So keep the good times rolling at your favorite haunt.
And we'll see you at Riverwind Casino.
Ready to jumpstart your future? Start training for a high-demand, high-wage career in healthcare, construction, IT, manufacturing, or STEM while you're still in high school. Moore and Norman sophomores, juniors, and seniors apply online today to attend Moore Norman Technology Center next fall. Talk to your MNTC rep at school or visit mntc.edu to learn more. Change your life, build your tomorrow, start your future now at Moore Norman Technology Center.
Do you worry about how much someone drinks?
Do you feel angry or depressed most of the time? Do you feel neglected or unloved?
Do you feel that if the drinker loved you, she or he would stop drinking?
If you answered yes to any of these questions, you are not alone.
Not everyone trapped by alcohol is an alcoholic.
Families and friends are suffering too.
Al-Anon and
Alateen can help. Call 1-866-200-0223 or visit alanon.org/help.
Tip-off of the Oklahoma men's basketball season is set for November 3rd, and season tickets are on sale now. Coming off a 2025 March Madness appearance, the Sooners reloaded in the offseason for year 2 in the SEC. Plus, the schedule is packed with games you won't want to miss, as every home conference opponent competed in the NCAA tournament last season. Become an OU basketball season ticket holder today and reserve your seats at Soonersports.com/tickets.
Being a family member's caregiver can be rewarding and challenging. Besides taking an emotional and physical toll, it can also take a real financial toll. Find out if you're eligible to get paid for the care you provide at the AARP Foundation Paid for Care Hub. Developed with support from United Healthcare, this free online tool can help you search compensation programs and explore your options. Go to paidforcare.aarpfoundation.org to learn more.
Small businesses are the heart of America. But you don't have to go it alone. As the nation's largest nonprofit resource of expert business mentoring, SCORE has helped millions of entrepreneurs build their businesses for free. Get the connections, education, and guidance you need with SCORE. We're ready to help. Find a mentor today at score.org.
All right, son. Time to put out this campfire.
Dad, we learned about this in school.
Oh, did you now? Okay. What's first?
Smokey Bear said to.
First, drown it with a bucket of water, then stir it with a shovel.
Wow, you sound just like him.
Then he said,
If it's still warm, then do it again.
Where can I learn all this?
It's all on SmokeyBear.com with other wildfire prevention tips. Because only you can prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
It is locked in here on the ref. Parker Thune, Grayson, and Singleton with you on this fine Wednesday afternoon in Norman, America. Hit us up on the Knippelmeyer Chevrolet text line. We love chatting with y'all. Love answering your questions at 405-651-3439. Now, Grayson, I want to get to the 2026 class and some of the potential additions that could be coming down the pike in the not-too-distant future here for Oklahoma. But first, I guess we didn't talk about the throwbacks yesterday. I don't know if we've talked about the throwbacks ever on this show. But, of course, with the Sooners honoring, I should say, the 1985 National Championship team this weekend versus Kent State, they're also wearing the Bud Wilkinson-era throwback uniforms. What are your thoughts on this package? I have thoughts, but I want to hear yours first.
Absolutely love it. I love them. Now, these are the same ones that they wore in the Houston game last year, right?
Yes, they are.
Okay, so I think I've told this story before, but me and my homie were there, and we thought they looked kind of adjacent to either Nebraska or Wisconsin, something like that. But, no, I love them. I think they look clean. The color scheme is modern enough. I like the white helmet. No complaints from me whatsoever on those.
I think they are gorgeous, man.
I wish they would wear them for a game that wasn't Kent State.
Yeah, I think they're going to wear the Unity uniforms for the Missouri game, if I'm not mistaken. Which, I mean, look, all for Unity. Feel like we could all get behind that. I'm very indifferent towards that alternate package. I don't hate it, but I certainly don't love it either.
No, those Unity uniforms are as divisive as they get.
Which is ironic, isn't it? Love the throwback package, though. I tell you. Obviously, I keep file photos from every single game I've ever covered, dating back to 2021. Every single game since 2021, I have been on the field shooting photos. And I have never shot photos that I find more aesthetically appealing than the ones I shot last year when Oklahoma hosted Houston at night in that throwback package.
I believe it.
They are beautiful. A 580 listener said, I love an all-white version of this throwback. I can get with that.
Oh, I 100% agree.
Yes, Lord. Yes, and amen. I have long said Oklahoma should explore a whiteout type of look. And that might be the package to do it with because you've already got the straight white helmets, no logo. You've got the white pants. I think that, well, they all wear different cleats. I don't know where there's a uniform cleats color, but if you paired that with a white jersey, a white throwback jersey, because the jerseys themselves are also very plain, right? They're 1940s, 50s era. So no logo, no names, no nothing. I'd like that look. I could get behind it.
I feel like that would be the only package that they could do an all-white with because, I mean, you're talking about crimson and cream. So, like, the white is not technically – it's not the most aesthetic white for a whiteout, the traditional white that OU goes with.
Why not?
I just don't think it's – I don't want to say it's white enough because somebody's going to clip me.
It ain't white enough for Grayson, folks.
That's crazy. But no, I do think this throwback package is the best to do an all white for.
Dr. 580 says a whiteout with red OU logo would be sick. Boomer Brock says we wore an all white alternate at Tech and got murdered. How long ago was that, Boomer Brock? I vaguely recall that. Was that really an all-white? That had to be, gosh, that's at least a decade, maybe 2 ago. Help me out. When was that? Direct me to the game. I'll go back, look at photos and video, and draw a conclusion from there.
Look at the picture that 580 Bike Honcho just sent us. And he said,
I saw this circulating on social media.
Oh, did you
I'm
really?
telling you, like, it's just, and what it is it's a Photoshop job of John Mateer in the road whites, but the helmet is swapped. So instead of the crimson helmet with the white OU, it's a white helmet with a crimson OU, and it looks beautiful.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. Like, I don't know if you want to wear that when you go to Knoxville. Boy, if they wear that when they go to Knoxville, that's a hell of a uniform matchup.
Come on. By the way, one of my favorite alternate looks in college football is Tennessee's all-black uniforms.
Outstanding.
When they go all-black.
Outstanding.
Fantastic. Sooner Smitty on the Knippelmeyer Chevrolet text line says, I was watching Jeff Ketchum on Orange Bloods earlier. He's trying to recruit someone to go to Chipotle in Norman to interview the tortilla presser to confirm the story. He's offering a free lifetime membership to Orange Bloods. First off, Sooner Smitty, why were you watching Jeff Ketchum on Orange Bloods earlier?
Can't no takes from behind enemy lines.
We all of us on the beat joke that Ketchum covers OU more than he covers Texas, and there's a lot of truth to that. And maybe that's why. Maybe that's why Sooner Smitty was listening, because they talk about Oklahoma a lot on orangebloods.com.
But again, hate watching is still hate watching.
That is true.
There is a strategy behind that potentially.
He's making money off you, Sooner Smitty. Just remember that. Poppy Chulo says Broyles was there, got roasted by Bob for celebrating a late touchdown. We were way behind. So that would have had to have been, what, 2009, 2010, thereabouts? 2009 or 2010, that's my best guess. Chris Tate, there you go, 2009, Texas Tech at Lubbock, and we lost 41-13 in those whites.
Hey, Jeremy Stevens on the YouTube chat says, I am starting to become annoyed by OU fans under the age of 30.
Did he elaborate on that at all, or was that just a standalone statement?
Yeah, it was a standalone statement, but I'm curious why. Like, are we talking about the uniform switch-ups? Is that what you're talking about?
I mean, look, I'll acknowledge this. I imagine some folks will say, well, you're part of the problem. I try not to be part of the problem, but I will acknowledge my generation in general is pretty freaking annoying. Our generation, Grayson,
I was about to say,
is pretty annoying. It is. I get it, Jeremy Stevens. I don't know what your particular beef is with people under the age of 30, but
yeah, please let us know. I'm very curious.
I can probably hazard a guess as to where you're coming from, and you probably have reason for that perspective. You probably do. Okay, let's dig back into recruiting. 2026 class, Oklahoma's still hard at work, still swinging away with a few key targets down the stretch. They finally offered Norman North offensive tackle Daniel McMorris last week. They're still in pursuit of 4-star linebacker Jacob Curry from St. Augustine, Florida. They're still in pursuit of 3-star wide receiver Braden Allen from Lafayette, Louisiana. And then from there, they'll swing big at some high-level flips. Davian Gross, Jaden Petit, Milan Paris, or maybe an offensive lineman or two they take a run at. But if you had to guess right now, Mr. Singleton, if you had to hazard a guess at who Oklahoma's next commit in the 2026 cycle is, who is commit number 20?
Braden Allen.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with Braden Allen. I think that's the easy money there. I read the quotes that he gave Sam Spiegelman about Oklahoma, and he seems like his mind's made up. It only seems like a matter of time before the announcement comes. The Milan Paris thing is interesting, though, because that dude just got an Oregon offer earlier today.
He's heating up.
He's really starting to catch the eye of some people, which is very interesting to me, and I think because Oklahoma was the first to the party when it comes to Matthew Nelson, they kind of were the first to the party in terms of the present-day Blue Bloods to Milan Paris. I got to give it up to Jim Nagy and the Oklahoma scouting staff. They seem to be finding these dudes before the other big-time national contenders do, and I got to give them props for that. Now, can you beat out Oregon for a kid like that? Obviously, Oregon, will have the advantage when it comes to the dollars and cents, but I do think that is something that stands out because Matthew Nelson is starting to heat up in terms of the offers that he's garnering. Milan Paris the same. So when I start to see that, now I think we have to shift our perspective in terms of Oklahoma offering 3 stars is like, well, I wonder what they see in the 3-star because it seems like whenever they go after somebody who's a little underrated, everybody else seems to follow suit soon thereafter.
And if we go back to the conversations that we were having in late February, early March, this is exactly why you hired Jim Nagy. This is exactly why you gave Jim Nagy the leeway to go bring in guys like Stacey Ford and Lake Dawson and Taylor Redd, because the entire purpose of the front office arrangement is to find guys and find value, more specifically, find value that the rest of the country can't find. And I think a common complaint over the last several months has been, well, how arrogant, how egotistical is it to assume that you, Jim Nagy, and your staff are going to be able to find the kids that nobody else in college football can find. No other coach, no other GM, no other personnel staffer can find the kids that you can find. Do you really believe that's a sustainable method of success? And look, I'm not saying the answer to that question is yes or no right now. We are 8 months into the Jim Nagy era at Oklahoma. Less than 8 months. And so, look, I'm not going to render a verdict on this new front office arrangement for at least another year and a half, maybe 2 years. But I think what you can say, based on some of the evidence that you just presented, and based on how the recruiting cycle has unfolded since Nagy got to town, is that the early data is encouraging in that regard. The early data is encouraging. And it's especially encouraging when you look at 2027. As Nagy said many a time, they were already quite a ways downstream in the 2026 cycle when he and his staff joined the fold at Oklahoma. So 2027 was kind of their first opportunity to really get to work and really show their chops in the evaluation game and the relationships game as well. And right now they have the number 1 class in the country in 27.
Jeremy did expand upon that opinion with us. He says, if I can find it again, because they are consistently negative, not talking about Parker, I come across too many younger fans that are straight negative and want people fired before the maturation happens. I'm an old school and know tough seasons went through. He went to OU during the drunk coach years of Schnelly.
Oh, look, here's the deal, Jeremy. Everybody in my generation, we want instant gratification. We have short attention spans. We grew up with smartphones and social media.
We also are a product of our society because we do live in a microwave society now.
Yes, we do. But I mean, we are the generation that embodies the microwave society.
Yeah.
More so than any other generation before us. So, yes, it's part of the reason why I try to be a voice of reason for the folks of my generation. Let's chill. Let's hang back and wait. We don't have to come to knee-jerk conclusions on anything, especially the hiring of a brand new GM who's joining the staff midway through a given recruiting cycle. It's okay to wait. It's okay not to say, this dude is worthless. This was a bad hire after a matter of mere months. You remember, and maybe you probably don't remember this, Grayson, because you were still a poke at the time. But everybody was ready to send Todd Bates packing after the 2023 recruiting cycle. Because what happened in that class was he got beat out by Alabama for Jordan Renaud.
Yeah.
He got beat out by Texas A&M for DJ Hicks at the 11th hour. His only signees in that class were, and follow me here, Derek LeBlanc, who was on campus for 5 months before he transferred to UCF.
Mm-hmm.
Ashton Sanders, who stuck around 2 years, didn't do much of anything before transferring out to UCLA. And then Marcus Strong, who, to his credit, has not only stuck around, but he's managed to carve out something of a role for Oklahoma here in 2025 on the defensive line. He's not playing a ton of snaps, but he is playing snaps, and meaningful ones. He's in the rotation. He's Oklahoma's 5th defensive tackle, in essence, behind David Stone, Jaden Jackson, Dominic Williams, and Grayson Halton. But you look at that 2023 class on paper, and you're thinking, what in the world is Todd Bates doing? Many were saying this. Why did we hire – this dude was supposed to be this recruiting guru? This was a dude that at Clemson was recruiting on a quote-unquote elite level? Why can't he do it at Oklahoma? Did he just get the big bag from the OU athletic department and decide to peace out and mail it in? Then what happened in the 2024 cycle? Jaden Jackson and David Stone happened.
Mm-hmm.
And I can go back and I can find plenty of y'all's tweets because I bookmarked a lot of them. I bookmarked a lot of tweets after that 2023 cycle. And so many Oklahoma fans, especially younger Oklahoma fans, were ready to throw Todd Bates out with the bathwater. And ever since, not a peep. Not a peep. 405-651-3439 is the Knippelmeyer Chevrolet text line. One final segment of OU football and Cruton Talk coming your way. This is Locked In on the Ref, the home of Sooner fans. We'll be right back.
A true Sooner fan wouldn't be caught dead without the KREF app. Join the Army. Get the app. Tell your friends. This is the Ref, where diehard Sooner fans listen.
Hi, folks. This is Larry Knippelmeyer here at Knippelmeyer Chevrolet in Blanchard, USA. Conveniently located just 15 minutes south of Oklahoma City and 10 minutes west of Norman. With all the talk of inflation, market crashes, and tariffs, it's no wonder we're all afraid to make that new vehicle purchase. Now, with that being said, there will probably never be a better time to purchase your new Chevrolet at Knippelmeyer Chevrolet. No price increase or tariffs on our huge selection of in-stock vehicles. Pickups, SUVs, cars, and even Corvettes, all marked down and ready to sell. Interest rates are good, used vehicle trade-ins are high, and rebates and incentives are back on most new Chevrolets. So hop in that old vehicle and come see us at Knippelmeyer Chevrolet in Blanchard, where nobody beats our deal. Or give us a call at 405-485-3333 or catch us on the web at knippelmeyer.com. Chevrolet, together let's drive.
Hey, have you been noticing a problem with your vehicle's transmission? You do not want to wait on that situation. You need to get it looked at now. Bring it by AMCO and let their professionals check it out for you. With their free vehicle courtesy check, they can help pinpoint the problem and then offer options for repair. And financing is available at all locations. AMCO, Norman, Midwest City, Oklahoma City, Edmond, Yukon, and Tulsa.
At Wheelchairs for Warriors, serving America's heroes is our mission. With your support, we serve veterans and first responders injured in the line of duty across the United States of America, providing them custom-fit, complex rehab mobility solutions to ensure they rejoin their lives at the highest level of independent mobility and function possible. Join the mission at wheelchairsforwarriors.org.
You say you'd never give in to a meltdown and never fill your feed with kid photos. You say you'd never put a pacifier in your mouth to clean it and never let them run wild through the grocery store. So when you say you'd never let them get into a car without you there, no, it can happen. 1 in 4 hot car deaths happen when a kid gets into an unlocked car and can't get out. Never happens. Before you leave the car, always stop, look, lock. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Tip-off of the Oklahoma men's basketball season is set for November 3rd, and season tickets are on sale now. Coming off a 2025 March Madness appearance, the Sooners reloaded in the offseason for year 2 in the SEC. Plus, the schedule is packed with games you won't want to miss, as every home conference opponent competed in the NCAA tournament last season. Become an OU basketball season ticket holder today and reserve your seats at Soonersports.com/tickets.
From the bench to your defense, Tracy Schumacher, a former district judge, former Cleveland County prosecutor, and now your voice in a DUI fight. Your driver's license could be at risk. Time is critical. If you've been charged with DUI in Cleveland, McLean, Grady, or Garvin County, you need someone who knows how the system works. Schumacher Law Group at 405-701-1882 or visit lawgroupok.com. From the bench to your defense when experience matters.
People are always looking to invest in a good opportunity. So what if you could invest in the future of kids, like a stock? Not the kind of stock that's about making money, but a stock for social change called Better Futures. With your investment, it helps students like me go to college. My name is Charles, and I'm your dividend.
Invest in better futures with UNCF. Visit uncf.org/invest. A mind is a terrible thing to waste, but a wonderful thing to invest in. Brought to you by UNCF and the Ad Council.
I'm just thinking out loud here, Grayson. Don't mind me. Just thinking out loud.
As you say this into a public sphere.
Correct. Out loud, mind you. I am thinking, but it is out loud. Into a microphone. First and foremost, I would like to offer my sincerest congratulations to one of my favorite human beings I have ever had the privilege to cover. And that is Dillon Gabriel, who was exactly the quarterback and the leader that the University of Oklahoma needed for the first 2 seasons of the Brent Venables era. He is going to get his first career NFL start this weekend for the Cleveland Browns. And with that, Mr. Singleton, every single Oklahoma starting quarterback from the years 2015 through 2023, at least every quarterback that started multiple games, i.e. not a one-off such as Tanner Mordecai or was it Tanner? No, it was Austin Kendall. Austin Kendall or Davis Bevel.
I almost said Austin Simmons, but yes, Austin Kendall.
Every single Oklahoma quarterback that started multiple games for the program between the years 2015 and 2023 will be making an NFL start this weekend. That's nuts.
No, that's highly impressive.
The Sooners have 6 of the 32. They can lay claim to 6 of the 32 starting quarterbacks in the National Football League right now. Granted, not all of them played their entire career at the University of Oklahoma. In fact, interesting detail here, none of them played their entire career at the University of Oklahoma.
I would say you got Kyler, Baker, Hurts, DG.
Rattler and Caleb.
Oh, yeah. I forget Rattler's starting. That dude ended up in the worst situation possible.
He is 0-10.
Yes,
he
is 0-10.
Starter in the NFL.
Yes, that is correct.
Yes, he has yet to win his first game as an NFL starter, and the Saints are just bad.
I will say that is impressive, though. I know a lot of people are going to say, is Oklahoma QBU? I will say this, Oklahoma is transfer QBU.
Well, and to me, here's where the thinking out loud part comes in. I know for a fact, Grayson, that dialogue has continued between Oklahoma and Peyton Houston even since he committed to LSU a couple weeks back.
If you go the direction I think you're going to go.
What's happening at LSU right now? That offense is stuck in low gear.
Yeah.
There are questions swirling about Garrett Nussmeier's
I was about to
health.
say, have you seen those?
Boy. I haven't lurked nearly enough on LSU message boards this week.
I need to go over there.
As do I. That's got to be must-see TV right now.
Mm-hmm.
But the situation, not particularly simpatico down in Baton Rouge.
Mm-mm.
Meanwhile, Oklahoma's pitch to a quarterback just got even more rock solid with the knowledge and with the news that Dillon Gabriel was being promoted to the starting quarterback for the Cleveland Browns. Because, again, 6 of 32 NFL starters played college ball at the University of Oklahoma. So, like, okay, he's off the board to LSU, and I know there are some folks that are thinking and have voiced the opinion that, well, if he didn't want to be at Oklahoma, let's just go find someone who does want to be at Oklahoma in the 2027 class. But I think it's very interesting that 2 weeks later, almost 3 weeks later, the Sooners still haven't made a move on another 2027 signal caller And the vibes seem to be very, very different right now in Norman versus in Baton Rouge, especially as it pertains to the quarterback position, because it's not just about the past at Oklahoma either. It's also about the present. One of those guys is a Heisman contender between Garrett Nussmeier and John Mateer, and it ain't Garrett Nussmeier.
You're not wrong. No, that LSU team, I was thinking about this the other day, Parker. What are the odds Martin Van Buren is the starting quarterback for LSU when they come to Norman?
Did
I just call him Martin Van Buren?
Did you?
Yeah.
If you did, it flew past me.
My bad.
Michael Van Buren.
Yeah, Michael Van
Not
Buren.
former president.
I was about to say,
Martin
wasn't
Van
that the
Buren.
9th president or something like
the
that?
8th president.
Oh, there we go. I was
Yes,
close.
You were close. I'm not selling the stock on Garrett Nussmeier yet. My only question is what's going on. I think that's what everybody's wondering. What's going on with Garrett Nussmeier?
Oh, I'm not
Is
talking
he
about him
hurt?
being
Is he
benched.
healthy?
I'm not talking about him being benched. I wonder if he's hurt.
Well, and again, that's what I can't figure out.
Yeah, because he has had a noticeable regression from last year. He looks
It's conspicuous.
there is no resemblance to him last year.
It's bad, man. You look at the side-by-side of just his throwing motion a season ago.
He looks awful.
Versus his throwing motion today. It's bad, man. It's bad. And you know it's bad this was supposed to be the guy for LSU going into the year. 4 games in, this is the dude that he was supposed to be in the Heisman conversation. He was supposed to be in the conversation as a potential number 1 overall draft pick. Those conversations have gone by the wayside, and there are plenty of LSU fans advocating for him to get benched in favor of Michael Van Buren. So I don't know what's going on. I won't pretend to know what's going on with Garrett Nussmeier. But in no small part due to the fact that he has been evidently just not right, and Caden Durham has been dinged up as well. Suddenly, that late season matchup with LSU, especially at Owen Field, looks a lot less daunting than it once did.
Yeah, and that was one of the games that I projected Oklahoma to lose when I said I think they were going to go 8-4 this year. That was one of them. Look, I might have been, and I'm not going to sell all my LSU stock yet after one loss on the road to Ole Miss, a team that's now ranked number 4 in the country. But I will say this. LSU is my pick to win the SEC, and that does not look great right now. It does not, for whatever reason. Defense looks pretty solid. They take the ball away. The offense is not returning the favor.
A verified source on the Knippelmeyer Chevrolet text line says Nussmeier has an oblique injury, same one as Ewers had last year, and it's worse. And that's kind of the word that's been circulated.
That's the rumor, yes.
It's an oblique injury with Garrett Nussmeier. Blue Sooner says Bauer Sharp and Nick Anderson brought that bad luck voodoo to LSU. Nick Anderson did have a nice touchdown catch last week against Ole Miss.
He did.
I was sitting there watching the game, and I was like, wait, that's Nick Anderson. Nick Anderson caught that pass. Good for Nick. I still root for Nick. I know not everyone does. I do.
Do you not root for Bauer Sharp?
I'm wildly indifferent towards Bauer Sharp. Bauer Sharp was a guy that came to Oklahoma for business reasons, which is perfectly understandable, and I get that people make business decisions in this day and age, but Nick Anderson was a kid that actually wanted to play for and be great at the University of Oklahoma. And for a variety of reasons, he wound up having to go his separate ways from the university, and it is what it is, but he will always be a Sooner to me, and I wish he is the best. I wish him the best, I should say.
Slim Brady says, no, it's nuts we never played for a championship during those years with all those quarterbacks.
And that really, in hindsight, that's brutal, isn't it? And there was a thread on the OUinsider.com message board last night where one of the members asked, what's the most devastating, disappointing loss you've ever witnessed as an OU football fan? Probably 60 to 70% of the responses were that Rose Bowl.
I say it had to be that
New
Georgia
Year's
game.
Day 2018.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because, you can't convince me, and you can't convince a lot of folks, not just Oklahoma fans, but a lot of folks nationally that just were paying attention to college football that year. You can't convince me, you can't convince a crap ton of people that the Sooners weren't going to go and win a national championship if they got past Georgia. And that was as close as they got, and they squandered that chance. Thank you, Lincoln Riley.
Here's the dilemma. When I think about this all the time, because the Oklahoma fan base, rightfully so, despises Lincoln Riley. And then I listen to national commentators that, think Lincoln Riley is a hell of a coach. And the closest that Oklahoma has gotten in recent years to playing for national championships has been under Lincoln Riley.
Well, yes, no doubt.
So it's just a funny dilemma when I think about it. And I do drive around and I think about it. It's like, man, they really hate the dude under whom they got the closest to participating in a national championship.
Well, and you use the correct verbiage
in recent years.
Yeah, you use the correct verbiage. The guy
Stoops,
under whom they got the closest. And that's the perspective that is shared amongst so many OU fans, is that Bob Stoops positioned Oklahoma to get close, and Lincoln Riley was just the guy that happened to be the head coach at the time.
But I mean that's fair. That's all good and fair and probably correct. So I can understand that. But it's just an interesting thought process to go through.
A 918 listener says, I would say the national championship game against LSU when Sam Bradford was quarterback. That Jason White was quarterback at that time.
Yeah.
Sam Bradford played the national championship game against Florida. Past My Prime says, keyword is closest. Mule shoe turned close into a cuss word.
I was about to say, y'all hate the word close now, too.
Knippelmeyer Chevrolet text line if you have any final questions, any final thoughts to throw out is 405-651-3439. Also, hey, shout out, thank you, Jim in Arlington. Shout out to former Sooner, former Oklahoma Big 12 championship game legend Chandler Morris, who is now a Virginia Cavalier and knocked off Florida State last weekend in Charlottesville. That was the craziest field rush I've ever seen.
Have we checked on Squirrel White yet?
I hope he's okay.
I seriously want.
My first thought as soon as I saw that clip was, wow, that's dangerous. Because, folks, if you have ever been a part of a field storm, it's one thing if you are if you're a member of the Stampede. Okay, then as long as you keep your feet moving, you're good for the most part. You're good at that point.
Unless you trip and fall.
If you're already on the field amidst a field storm, it is a terrifying experience. Terrifying. Because you know who's running at you? Thousands of drunk college kids, most of whom are on their phones taking video, that may or may not be looking at where they're going, and they are shoulder to shoulder in a sea of humanity. The last time I experienced this, it was OU Alabama.
I would say last year.
Yeah, and that wasn't even a very well orchestrated field storm because they stormed too early, and then the security personnel had to yank them all off the field, and then they stormed again after Casey Thompson took the knee.
Yeah, they kind of messed up on that one.
The last time I was part of a legit field storm that happened all at once was down in Waco, Texas in 2021. When Baylor stormed the field after beating Oklahoma. It was one of the scariest things I've ever been through. I'm not kidding you. Like, at a certain point, you just kind of have to turtle. And, I'm holding expensive camera equipment, too. Like, I have that to protect.
I was about to say, at that point, do you just run up the tunnel?
Man, I learned my lesson that day. Because it's not the most recent time that Oklahoma has been the subject of a field storm. I believe that happened in Morgantown as well later that.
Yes, it did.
Or in 2022. It might have happened a time or two elsewhere in 2022. But I learned my lesson that day. Whenever there is remote potential for a field storm, you make sure you chart your exit path and take it before they get the chance to rush the field.
Amen.
Because you do not want to be down there in that chaos.
Did you see the response on Twitter where somebody overlaid it with the scene in The Lion King with Mufasa laying there?
Yes, and that's exactly what it's like, man.
I mean, that was literally Squirrel White there.
Okay, final text from Josh and Moore. Parker, I'm sure you've had a lot of texts come in asking about Jaden Ott. I haven't been able to catch the response. Can you provide some insight on his situation? Is he hurt, or is this another situation where a guy's collecting a paycheck on the bench? Well, Josh, let's table this discussion until Monday. I feel as though on Monday I will be able to answer that question definitively. Here's what I can tell you for right now. The coaching staff, most specifically Ben Arbuckle, has teased the potential of a larger role this weekend for Jaden Ott against Kent State. From where I stand, I'll believe it when I see it. If it happens this weekend, great. If not, we'll have some very candid conversations on Monday when we're back on the air to do this show in the aftermath of the Kent State matchup and officially leading into the Red River Shootout at that point. All right, folks, been a fun show, as it always is, with all of you on the Knippelmeyer Chevrolet text line. For Grayson Singleton, I am Parker Thune. Thanks to Dorsey Jones GMC for their partnership here on the program. Teddy and Tyler are next here on The Rush. Keep it here on The Ref, the home of Sooner fans.